We've actually done it, folks. We've completed a whole series of Off the Record.
Yes, that's right, Tom, and what a year it's been.
We have an extra special show for you today, our finale show. We have a final quiz of the show and an extra special performance at the end of the episode.
Pleasure keeping it off the record with you, my beautiful friend. And Tom doesn't know I'm doing this, but before we head over to Henry, I'd just like to say you're the most on fleek music nerd I know.
Thanks, Lewis. Bring on the Welshman.
Thanks, boys. God, I love that catchphrase. Yes, that's right. Uncle Henry is back for the music news. The main news this week is that Off the Record is up for 2 awards, namely Funniest Moment and Best Duo. While me and Thomas Charnock are hilarious, I'll be voting for Salford Weekly for Best Duo, as Lewis and Tom have the chemistry of a wet spoon. Needing any housework doing? Need a good plasterer? Well, grime legend Dizzy Rascal proclaimed this week that he retrained as a plasterer during lockdown. Northern Irish band Kneecap have come under some serious heat this week for comments made during their Coachella set, with some accusing them of supporting terrorists. In lighter news, King Charles has revealed his surprising taste in music that even more surprisingly doesn't include Kneecap. My boy Charlie apparently jams to the likes of Crazy in Love by Queen Bee and likes to get down to a little Bob Marley. Afro charts have revealed the top 100 songs from the DR Congo, with Chocolat by Ya Levis coming on top. And finally, despite making Graduation, it's getting a tad harder to defend Jane West. What's he done this time, I hear you cry? Well, let's just move. Let's just say he revealed an unsavoury anecdote about him and his cousin.
Thank you, Henry. I'm not too sure who Jane West is, but
Yeah,
let's write that in the script.
That might have to do with the guy who wrote the script. I
Exactly.
don't know who that could be.
Well, Henry, over the summer, I have to say, I'm going to be thinking about you every day.
Absolutely. He's a rascal, that boy.
He sure is, Lou Dog. Now, let's sharply pivot away. Talk about something I know you're passionate about, and that's Eurovision.
Oh, yes. I'm so excited for this. Eurovision, I'm a big fan every year. I'm utterly obsessed with it. So this year's show will be in Basel, Switzerland, as the Code won last year by a guy called Nemo.
Oh, I remember. Yeah.
He had an excellent song.
He was on the thing that went up
He
and
was
down.
on the thing. Now, last year
Maybe
was
a bit
the
motion
first
sick,
final since maybe like 2012 where I didn't watch it.
Yeah.
Because my favourite Eurovision song of all time, Euro Papa by Joost, got removed from the final.
Euro Papa.
Euro Papa. Euro Papa. Anyway, yeah, justice for Joost. So I was so upset by him not being in the final that I'm just not going to watch it. And I also didn't watch it for some political reasons that I'm not allowed to say on the show. But yeah, Eurovision's fantastic. You know, the first ever Eurovision final of all time. Where was it, Tom?
It was in not Liverpool.
It was in my home county of Yorkshire.
Sheffield. Was it?
It was in Harrogate.
Was it?
In 1965.
I thought you meant last year.
No.
Oh.
The first Eurovision ever was in Harrogate, which I think is pretty cool.
Has it ever been in Ipswich?
No, but it's been in Brighton, which is pretty
That's
cool.
kind of close, yeah.
Yeah, it's been in Brighton. So this year is a funny year because there's no clear favourite.
Yeah.
But I think the ones to look out for are Austria. I think they've got a good chance. I think Sweden, as always, have a good chance. But this year it's a bit different with Sweden. Historically, they always go with quite a generic pop song in English.
ABBA.
Yeah. This year, they've gone with a Swedish singing song
Ooh,
about
controversial.
sitting in a sauna. It's a
Ooh.
bit of a silly song,
I like
but I
that.
really like it. It's sung by a Finnish band, but they're singing Swedish.
Ooh, I don't know
What are
how I
the
feel about that.
chances?
Well, I'm very excited for that, and I'm excited to see how that plays out.
Yeah, me too. 17th of May. Turn on your TVs,
Yeah.
BBC One. You'll see it there.
I like that. Well, the day has finally come. It's the last quiz of Off the Record history.
Yep, that's right. As of next year, the quiz will be no more. And I promise that has nothing to do with my performance this year.
Well, we have the hairy Welshman in the studio, as per usual. Henry, what have you got for us this week for the final quiz of Off the Record history?
This is the off-the-record quiz. I think it's just good to commemorate all the wonderful memories and times and strides in humanity that we've made.
So this is a roundup of stuff we've done this year.
It's a 3-question roundup.
3
That
questions.
is a
Incredibly
great idea.
brilliant.
I didn't see that coming at all.
It's time to grab our whiteboards.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And I'm just going to take a sip from my tea.
Oh,
That's not tea. That's a bloody mug of pens.
thank you, Henry. I was just about to say that.
Goodness
What
me.
a stupid
How
thing
silly
to
am
do.
I?
Yeah.
That's so
Right,
silly.
Well,
Henry,
I'm gonna aim
for
to
the
redeem
final
myself.
time, let's run this up. Lewis has mathematically lost, as I'm...
Let's
still
not
ahead
call
of
it
him.
out too soon.
I think I lost by 2.
Yeah.
Say I win today, I feel like I have a good right.
You've kind
to
of
go,
redeemed
That's
yourself a
effed
little
up because a certain hairy Welshman let me down one week.
Sounds like you're blaming people for your own shortcomings. Question 1.
Question 1.
Okay, I'm ready for this.
Who was the first band interviewed on the show?
Oh.
There were good memories made here.
Oh.
I always think of this interview.
Yeah, I know who this is.
Yeah, okay.
I think.
I've got this.
Hopefully,
Yeah?
Hopefully, I'm right.
I hope so too.
Yeah.
Not that it means anything. Flip the whiteboards around.
Yes!
I think that might be wrong. Is that not
No,
right?
that's right. I think you've got
I
this.
thought it was Mossites on the
No, I know that's.
You've got
You're
I
wrong.
went back and watched through.
You're wrong.
I'm wrong.
That was...
It was a red herring. That was
Yeah!
what you put.
Steppo were definitely the first band.
Yes, they
shout
were.
out,
Everyone knows that.
shout out to
Anyway, no
Steppo,
points for
great
either.
band.
No,
It's my quiz.
You make the rules here. Okay, here we go.
Question 2.
They might have even been the third band we had
I
on.
think
It was the third episode.
Why
Yeah,
did you
they
say...
would have been the
I
third
went
band.
through. I skimmed through the videos.
Why did you say first band? From the third
I
episode?
think they were the third band we had.
Yeah.
I mean, on the sofa, maybe.
No, I think...
Oh,
you
shut
messed it
up.
there.
No, that was a little joke that I made before.
It was funny, I can tell you that.
Thanks, guys. Question 2.
Yeah.
Which episode was the most popular?
Ooh, in terms of views,
Viewership,
or just
yeah.
in the public
You could.
opinion.
I think that'd be views still.
Why do most people stop me in the street and say that?
Yeah. How many times have you been stopped? And
I occasionally
accosted?
look at this.
I reckon.
Every day.
I'm just going to go by band.
Yeah.
Oh, I spelled it wrong. Okay, right. I'm ready.
Okay. Flip
Yeah.
them around. It was the first episode.
Really?
That had a
Oh.
big donkey, I think almost 300 views on
Really?
that one.
God.
I don't know if that's a great. It's just gone down.
Really?
Wow.
Oh, well, I'm chuffed with that.
Yeah. I mean, they're all pretty close. You know, there's not
Yeah,
a
yeah.
massive drop off. I wouldn't worry about that.
I'm worried about a performance on the
This
YouTube
is-
channel.
This is a top 5.
I'm kind of
Salford
hoping
show.
this isn't the most viewed episode because later in the show I will be singing a
You will
tune.
be. Yeah. Well, don't ruin the surprise.
Sorry, yeah. Sorry. I've already ruined the surprise.
Censor that. We'll censor that.
Yeah.
Okay, this one's a finish the quote.
Oh, okay, okay.
It's from a little someone you might know.
Yeah.
Maybe they're very close. Maybe they're in the other room.
Okay. Yeah.
The quote begins,
Yeah.
and you've got to finish this last word. Yes, indeedy. What?
I believe.
This was a famous moment on the show.
See, I don't
The
often,
greatest who ever did it.
I don't often watch them back, but if it's the episode
This
that
is-
that I couldn't go to, I watched that back.
Oh, yeah, it was. It was an episode where you weren't here.
It just gets quoted
But
a
I
lot,
watched-
so it's probably floating around in your subconscious.
I'm going to be wrong here, but I'm just going to give it.
You're along
This
the
person
right
actually
lines.
wrote the first question, which is why it was so bad. You're very close. It's yes, indeedy picture.
Yes,
very good
indeed,
work.
picture. And that is an absolute. I've absolutely wiped the floor with Lewis.
Yeah,
this
yeah, it's
year.
pretty brutal. I suppose the only question left to ask is who won the bloody quiz, guys?
You tell us.
Yeah, sorry, mate.
Yeah,
It's okay.
Have we not? Oh, that was 3 questions.
It was beautiful.
Good
wasn't
show.
it?
I lost
Good
again.
show. It was
All right,
beautiful.
good show, lads.
Yeah, thank you,
Yeah.
everyone. Thank you for being such a wonderful quizmaster this year. And to you at home, stay tuned for an extra special performance at the end of the show. I think it's time to drown Lewis's losses with a pint review.
Hello, you join us just off the hustle and bustle of Oxford Road. People are walking past behind the camera outside Big Cans, which is a bar venue that we've wanted to hit for a while.
Absolutely.
And we thought, what better time to do it than the finale
For
of
the
season
finale,
one?
yeah. It's so sad. I mean, this is one of my favourite pubs in Manchester, so I'm glad we've got to do it. But I've never been here with you, Tom.
Exactly. Well, it is an exciting venue.
I know.
I've got a few facts for it if you want. So established in 2001
Oh my God.
by an Australian folk singer.
Really?
That came over.
Wow.
Named after the Violet Femmes song, "Blister in the Sun." They say, "Big hands, I know you're the one."
Cool.
A lot of people have stopped by this place. So Academy is just outside of our view, so a lot of people have stopped by this place when they're doing gigs. Gary Newman's hit this place up before a gig. The Killers, to name a few.
Fun fact.
Elbow.
Oh my word.
One of the Pixies even did a little acoustic set in here after there was a power cut in Academy. He came over here and did it. So there you go. And so we thought,
that's the finale.
Run me through the drink here.
Yeah, it's the finale.
Yeah.
I'm wearing my Bohemians Guinness shirt.
Yeah.
Big shout out to ex-Sheffield United player Ender Stevens. We'll ignore the ambulance.
The trouble is, these words are just so good.
Yeah. So I'm going to shout for this bit. Ender Stevens used to play for Sheffield United. He's an Irish footballer, and he got me this top. So
Really?
Bohemians did a version with Fontaine's DC sponsored on them. So I didn't get that one, but I got this for free from Ender Stevens. Got Guinness on there, and I wore that today. And I thought, it's the finale.
Exactly.
We usually go for the cheaper pints, don't we, Tom?
We do.
And so today I was thinking, it's Guinness time. You know what? I am disappointed though, Tom.
Yeah.
There's no label, so we can't split the G.
No label at all. Usually we like to do a little challenge with these things, but there's nothing really we can do. I think all we can do is toast.
We could split the dent.
We could
split the dent.
Yeah. So I think we should.
I want to draw a little line with my fingernail.
Yeah. We'll do a toast to good health.
To good health.
And a good series.
And a good series.
And
it's been a pleasure, Tom.
It has.
Oh, everyone's looking at us. Oh, terrible from me.
Close. But I tell you what, that's a very nice Guinness.
It is. It goes down sweet.
I think we've got to talk about the price.
Yeah, most expensive pint we've had.
I think it's the most expensive yet. And obviously we like to hit up, house breweries sometimes.
Yeah.
We are not at St James's Gate in Dublin, unfortunately.
No.
Maybe, the next series of Off the Record will take us there.
Absolutely. I think, we've got big plans for the next series. You guys are going to be really excited. We've got some pubs planned, haven't we, Tom? And I must also correct myself from something I said earlier in the episode. I have been here with you before. Have you? I have been here with you before. I think I'd either been to a gig and met you here, or something had happened.
Yeah, I vaguely remember that.
We have been, and I remember having a huge headache. We were here with Flat Stanley's very own Jacob Broughton Clara.
Friend of the show.
Yeah.
Well,
but it's been great. It's been a great series. What's your favourite moment?
My highlight of the series has got to be Henry's quizzes. They make me laugh every week. Ooh. What's yours been?
I have really enjoyed the pint reviews. Our first pint review, actually, it's a lie saying it's my favourite part of the series, but it kind of is and it isn't.
Yeah.
So to get there, I just got a new bike, which is now broken. It lasted like 2 weeks. But it was so stressful getting there. And the feeling of just sitting down and having that pint was so good.
Yeah.
So that's kind of my favourite in a way, but it led from just awful. It took me like an hour and a half to get from Media City. I can't remember the name of that first pub.
The Eagle.
The Eagle.
The Eagle.
Sorry,
there
that was the Eagle. So that's maybe my favourite. I loved that first episode.
Yeah.
I remember thinking, I'm not sure how I feel about this. I've never really been on camera that much. And to go from that to now, I felt like this is what I want to do. I want to be on camera. And so, that was a really nice feeling going home after that first show.
Definitely.
Thinking we got this. And you know what? I'm going to give you another one. I remember after our third episode, I remember calling Tom.
Yeah.
Because we never really watched them back too much, but I remember watching the third one back and thinking, that was really good. And calling you and going, I'm proud of us, Tom.
Yeah.
So probably, actually, that's my favourite moment.
Well, I think let's cheers to a good series.
Cheers to a good
series.
series.
Thank you to everyone who's helped us out this series. I'm sure future Tom and Lewis will shout everyone out, but special mention to Thomas Charnock, Freya Johnson, and of course, Mr. Joe Lander.
Joe Lander. Thank you, Joe. And isn't it just a pleasure that we get to do this? Drink beer. It's so much fun. Okay, Tom.
Okay.
We need a review of this pint. We've had lots of Guinnesses in our time, not on the show, first Guinness on the show. So I feel like we're not judging this pint off other pints, we're judging it against Guinness.
Yes, definitely.
Which is my favourite pint. So
I've really enjoyed it. I think this is a nice pint. I think it's not... Big Hands as a bar is a lovely bar.
Love it. Yeah,
good music playing inside. So I'm going to give this an 8 out of 10. The only thing that knocks our points is it's not in a Guinness glass.
So I'm giving it, for a Guinness, I'm giving it a 7.
Yep.
Compared to the other pints that we've had, I'm going to give it a 10.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
this
give it a 10.
absolutely wipes the
This is
floor.
by far the best pint we've had on the show, but it loses points for the glass. Fuming about that. But
Yep.
it's a nice poured Guinness. It's better than what you'd get at your local spoons and stuff
Definitely.
like that. So I'm going to give it a 7. Did you give it a 7?
I'll give it an 8.
I'm going to stick with 7.
Well, I think there's only one thing to do. We should bathe in the late afternoon Manchester sun.
Oh, yeah.
We'll cheers to Off the Record.
Cheers to
And we'll
that.
see you back in the studio.
That's fantastic.
Well, I tell you what, that pint I think was the best we've had so far.
Absolutely, it sure was. Now, Tom, have you got any musical plans over the summer?
I'm ducking and diving. I'm going to Neighbourhood Festival in Warrington,
nice.
which should be fun. And then I'm just gonna, see where the wind takes me. I would like to go and see Fontaines in Withenshaw Park.
Yeah.
Because the lineup is just fantastic. I mean, we mentioned it earlier. I think the support is Murder Capital, English Teacher, Kneecap, and then obviously Fontaines, which is just unbelievable.
Yeah, and English teacher, I think. Tom.
Yeah. Oh, of course. Yeah, you're right.
No, I'd love to go to that, but I'm in Croatia for the summer. I know. I've seen Fontaines before.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they were brilliant.
Yeah,
I'd love to see Kneecap.
Yes.
You know, solidarity and all
Yeah,
that. But yeah, no, I haven't got too many musical plans for the summer. I'm sort of letting the side down. I'll be in Croatia for a few months, but I'm hoping to try and get to a few gigs out there.
I like that. Yeah, go and see some Croatian music.
yeah.
I'm not too sure what Croatian music's like.
Well, it's not very good. I love, I love like trying to find different music from around the world, and I found a bit. So there's the Havatsky Boys. I'd really like to see them.
Yeah.
They seem pretty cool. But other than that, there's not that much going on. But I am going to see 2 gigs.
Go on.
While we're
Hit me
away.
with it.
I'm going to see Black Country.
Oh,
New
there you go.
Road.
I knew it was coming. Are you excited? What do you think of the new album?
You know what? I really like it.
Yeah.
The first time I listened to it, I had a bout of vertigo, which you know all about. I had to, for the viewers, I had to call Tom and say, can your housemate drive me to the hospital? But yeah, so I listened to it first when I had vertigo, and so my memories of that and me just kind of like everything being spaced out, and I didn't connect with it because I was like, I feel horrible. Yeah. And I listened to it more and more and more. And the way I kind of connect with songs and enjoy albums is I'll get the lyrics up in the shower and I'll like sing it in the shower.
Yeah.
And I think it's a really, really pretty album.
Definitely.
I think it's so different from their other stuff, but in a really good way. And I think there's 2 sides. You're like, am I being biased towards it because of the past stuff in like not rating it, or am I being biased because I like the band already and I'm giving them leeway? But I don't think it's either. I think it's a really good body of work, and they should be really proud of themselves.
I know what you mean. So what's the other gig you're going to?
The other gig I'm going to is Men I Trust.
I Trust You.
Yeah. I'm getting that male manipulator vibe down to a T.
I like that. That's really good.
So yeah, I'm going with my good friends Lars. Lars is going to be going, and Eva. So shout out to Lars Bratsett Hodson and Eva Parr. We'll be going and effing up that dance floor.
I like that.
I don't really know if you can do that with any Men I Trust songs, but
no. Well, I'm sure you'll
very
try.
excited to see them over the summer.
Well, that'll be very good. But enough time, enough about our plans for the summer. You don't want to hear about that. It's time for Henry to give us his extra special summer gig rundown edition.
Hey, it's me, Henry. As mentioned by the boys, Black Country New Road will be performing Manchester's Albert Hall on the 12th and 13th of September. I'll be there selling vapes, so you're welcome to come say hi and buy a yummy smoke box. But if you can't wait till September, the Pixies will be playing the O2 on the 24th of May, a date made famous for the day Burmese dictator U Nhi Win was born. Have a nice life. We'll be blessing audiences at the Bowlers Expedition Centre on the 14th of June. Sorry, I just remembered something that happened yesterday. It's nothing, sorry guys. It was just so funny. Legendary Sheffield band Pulp will be gracing Co-op Live on the 21st of June. Hopefully it won't get cancelled like Freedom Day was in 2020. God, I hated COVID. And lastly, Fontaine's DC, kneecap and English teacher will be singing songs, etc. at Wivenshaw Park on the 15th of June. Justice for kneecap.
Justice indeed. They seem to be upsetting all the right people.
Careful, Lewis. We don't want you getting cancelled. Something that might cancel you, though, is what's about to happen next.
Yes, indeed. We've been teasing it all show. As we know, I've done horrendous on the quiz this year.
You have. It's been difficult to watch at times, and we decided at the beginning of the series, the forfeit would be for you to sing a lovely bit of karaoke.
Before we bow out for the last time this year, we want to say a massive thank you to everyone who's helped us with the show this year.
That's right, big thank you to everyone, especially Thomas Charnock, Freya Johnson, the incandescent Henry Kitchen, the omnipotent Joe Lander, all the lovely bands we've had on the show this year, and everyone else who's lended a hand making the show what it is.
Well, there's only one thing for it. Let's play them out.
We'll see you next year.
Sweetness, sweetness, I was only joking when I said I like to smash every tooth in your head. Oh, sweetness, sweetness, I was only joking when I said by rights you should be ballooned in your head. Oh, and now I know how Joan of Arc felt. And now I know how Joan of Arc felt as the flames rose to her Roman nose and her workmen started to melt. That was awful.
We'll see you next year.
See you next year, folks. Off the record! Well done, guys.
Yeah, thank you.
It's been really fun this year.
It's been
so
real,
thank
guys.
You all.
Yeah.